Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Izuku was betrayed and left Japan part 1. If you guys enjoy this what if and want to see part 2, comment down below and let me know before I start. Please do support for more awesome content and leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also share this video with your friends and check out the description in my playlist. The author of the story 𝗧𝗵𝗲 from Wattpad. So let's start the video. Deku POV 47. After a 10-hour flight to America from Japan we finally reached. I was somewhat jet-lagged, which pissed me off, but too tired to actually get mad. Once I got off the plane, got my luggage and went outside, I saw my dad about to tackle me to the floor. After catching up, he dropped me off at my house, and I as shocked. Izuku's and Izumi's house upwards button. He has his own house because his dad moves around a lot. 8 Izuku's and Izumi's house upwards button. He has his own house because his dad moves around a lot. 12 When I went inside, I immediately went to one of the rooms to sleep because of how tired was. After 5 hours of sleep, I decided to pick and decorate my room with LED lights around it upwards button, with LED lights around it upwards button, with LED lights around it upwards button. Third person POV. After Izuku finished decorating and exploring the house, he figured he should call his sister to let her know he will not be home when she arrives back. Izumi. Izuku, hey baby bro, what's up? Nothing, just wanted to tell you that when you come home I won't be here. Okay. But why? I'm going to look around and I need to buy a new wardrobe. Okay, bye, love you. Bye. They hanged up. Deku POV. Okay, time to get ready and head to the mall, Deku said. With black Jordans, what he wore 30 at the mall. After skateboarding here, which only took 15 minutes, I saw a store. You decide which store. I went in and started to pick some cute clothes. I saw and went overboard. Relieved face. When I went to pay for my clothes, I saw a cute/hot guy at the cashier. I gave him the clothes and just stared at him, blushing. Hey, you look new here compared to amount of clothes you bought, he said while laughing. Why, yeah, I just came from Japan and need a new wardrobe. Oh, okay, but since you're new here, I could show you around next weekend if you like, he said with a tint of pink on his face. Sure, I answered. After he finished, I paid and was about to leave, but he stopped me. Hey, can I have your number? And by the way, my name's Chase. I nodded and gave him my phone to put his number in, and I did the same with his. As I was leaving, I shouted, Izuku, that's my name, waved at him, and left. 17 Izumi POV. After speaking to my brother Izuku, I got excited and my girlfriend noticed and asked what wrong. Nothing, everything's perfect, I said to her, jumping up and down. So why are you so happy? She asked with a dumb look on her face. My brother's finally back from Japan, I shouted. She looked at me surprised and said, can I finally meet the amazing Izuku Midoriya now then? She said sarcastically, because I also talked about him. I told her that she can meet him in school, which is in 2 days because it's already late, and have family dinner tomorrow. I need to get going so we could catch up, I said to her, giving her a kiss. Alright, okay then, love you, she said while kissing back. And then I left and went home. For Deku POV. Today was our 1-year anniversary to Deku. I was really happy because we had a very happy relationship. It was 11 a.m. on a Saturday. I was about to head to the mall to get something for my boyfriend Shoto Todoroki. This is what he had on upwards button. 16 Once I went downstairs to find mine and the Baku squad all in the common area watching TV, I went over to them. Hey guys, do you want to come to the mall with me today? I need to get some things, Deku said. His whole squad looked at him and said, no, leave us alone. Don't hate any of them, don't attack me. Relieved face. Oh, okay. 16 Third person POV. Once the Baku squad saw how they were treating Deku, they told him they would go with him. They left the common room to go change, left the dorms. After shopping the rest of the day until 8 p.m. they arrived at the dorm laughing. When almost into the common area where everyone else was except Todoroki and Uraraka was, they suddenly stopped because they heard Deku name 5 Baku squad POV. After having fun with Deku walking back the dorms, Mina started talking, breaking the comfortable silence. They were walking in. Deku, you're so fun to be around. Why don't you and your squad hang out like this all the time? Mina asked Izuku. They realized that he started to get sad, disappointed face and asked what's wrong. Izuku said, I don't think they like me anymore because they hang with me less and avoid me even though I've done nothing wrong to hurt them, but I gave them space because I thought they needed a break, but that wasn't the problem. The squad felt bad for Deku but left it and just thought about making Deku happy again. 3 Still Baku squad POV. When we were almost where all our classmates were, we stopped because we hear them talking about Deku. Deku is so annoying, Mono said. He's way too touchy and nice, Sue said. I hate pretending to be his friend, it's so low annoying, Lita said. And they continued to throw comment about Ku behind his back. When we turned around, we was Deku on the floor crying on Kaminari and hugging him really hard. Bakugo was shocked towards what he saw when turned around to Deku. Let's bring the nerd to Icy Hot so he can take care of him, he said. When walking to Todoroki's room, they heard someone and then opened the door. 20 Deku's POV. When we were at Todoroki's door, we heard someone and I started to panic and walked faster with the others behind me. Once at the door, I opened it and say my best friend having SEC with my boyfriend. When they saw us, he walked up to us and said, "Get out, I don't love you, never did, just liked your body." I broke down and ran to my dorm room. I decide that I cannot do this anymore. I called my father. 18 on the phone with his dad Hisashi H. Izuku IH. He Izu, what's up? Dad H. Izu, why are you crying? Please see and I come to America and live with you, please. H. Yeah, OFC you can. But why is everything alright? No, everything isn't okay, but I'll tell you when I get there. I need to call mom. H. Okay, be safe, love you. Love you too. Ends call. After calling his mother explaining what happened and got permission to go to America and stay with his dad, he immediately called the Baku squad. This is my first attempt to make one of these, so yeah. Alexander Miller's height, 5 feet 11 inches, age 16, nickname Alex, quirk rewind 1, rewind can mess with time and rewind thing that are being touched, side effects. If used too much power can get a major headache that lasts for a while. Sexuality, straight dating, Elizabeth 3. Elizabeth Young, height, 5 foot 4, age 16, nicknames Lizzie, Liz, Liza, quirk telepathy, can read others' mind and connect with them without speaking out loud, and also can cause hallucination of things, side effect. None. Sexuality, straight dating, Alexander Delilah Smith 3, height, 5, age 15, nickname Lily, Lila, quirk ice. You already how that works, and it can also become very hot ice and actually burn you. 3, side effect, gets cold when overused. Sexuality, straight dating, single, only needs her best friend Izuku. Jake Williams 2, height, 5 feet 9 inches, age 16, nickname JJ, quirk mind control and telekinesis. Mind control, just like Shinso quirk, just it doesn't need to be an answer to a question, can put you in mind realm. Telekinesis, can move things with mind. Side effect, none. Sexuality, gay and poly crush, Izuku and Chase 14. Chase Young, height, 6 feet 0 inches 12, height, 6 feet 0 inches, age 16, nickname Ace, quirk darkness and vampire darkness. He is like Izuku's quirk but less powerful, not by a lot though, and can become a demon himself. Vampire, you already know what he can do, and he can walk in the sun since he's only half vampire, and him being immortal. Side effects, no side effect for the vampire quirk, but for the darkness it makes his body ache a little after using it past 10 minutes. Sexuality, bi and poly crush, Izuku and Jake. Izumi Midoriya, adopted by the Midoriya family. Izumi Midoriya, adopted by the Midoriya family. 7, height, 5 feet 5 inches, age 16 and a half, nickname Izzy, Izu, Zuni, quirk angle BLD, waterbending and copy angle BLD, has angelic powers, can heal, has white wings, and can go to heaven whenever chosen. 1, waterbending. It's just like in the Avatar 2 copy, can copy people. Quirk by making eye contact within 5 seconds. Side effects, there are no side effects for the angle BLD and copy quirk. But for the waterbending, if she loses control after deactivating her quirk, she can feel like she's drowning. Sexuality, lesbian dating, Leslie Fisher 1. Leslie Fisher 6, height, 5 feet 6 inches, age 16, nickname Les or Fisher, quirk blood curdle. She can control how your BLD flows and can paralyze you by tasting your BLD. 13, sexuality, by dating, Izuku Midoriya, not even gonna lie this picture is cute. 3, not even gonna lie this picture is cute. Respect to the owner. Upwards button. 19, height, 5 foot 7 1, age 15, nickname Zuzu quirks, natural disaster, angle blessing, Lucifer child. 12, natural disaster, it's basically in the name angle blessing, has the same quirk as Izumi but works a bit different and stronger. Lucifer child is the devil himself. Izuku inherited Lucifer's power, but he was born with it, and Lucifer is his grandfather. 1, sexuality, gay and poly crush. Jack and Chase 12 I post quite often so stay updated with me beaming face, smiling eyes and might post another. Today who knows woman shrugging I'll also explain why he doesn't have OFA next chapter, it might be a backstory or just a quick flashback. 2. This is a quick backstory and how this all started. 2 weeks ago before all the hell broke loose Uraraka started to get jealous of the relationship Deku and Todoroki had. She wanted to find a way to break them up so she can have Todoroki to herself gold digger cough. She then got the idea to say that Deku was talking about them behind their backs and that he said he disliked them. She also didn't want to get in trouble so she started the rumor that she heard from some else, say that they heard him talking and that's how it started. Now to speak on OFA and why he doesn't have it. When the rumor got around and spread like a wildfire, All Might started to rethink his decision on letting Deku keep OFA. So he made his final decision and took it back and gave it to Mirio. By the way, Deku hid his powers so the people who knew him before like Bakugo and All Might thought he was quirkless. And yeah, on to the story. Beaming face with smiling eyes. 7. Third-person POV. When the Baku squad arrived at Izuku's dorm, he told them that he will be moving to America for who knows how long. They were pretty supportive of his decision and told him that it was for the best. Even Bakugo was their face with open mouth. He had a flight the next day at 4 p.m. in the evening and decided to pack with the help of the Baku squad. Deku's POV. When I told them I was leaving they were pretty supportive of and that made me happy to know I still have people that love me. Hey Deku, where do I put the All Might stuff? Said 𝗧𝗏. I looked at him and said, in the garbage. Everyone was shocked that I said that because they all knew All Might was my idol by that they didn't question it. We decided to have a sleepover since it's my last night and once they left to shower and change clothes I went to get snacks and drinks. While walking to the kitchen I saw my squad talking and stopped when they saw me and continued when I left fake but hose. When they came back we decided that I won't go to school since it's my last day and announce it then leave. 8. The next morning. Still Deku's POV. When I woke up there was no one in my room, which I guess they went to school. I got up and decided to get ready for the day but first dropped by the teacher's lounge to tell them my decision about me leaving. 5. What he looked like upwards. Button 10. When I made my way to I knocked before I entered. Come in, 𝗍𝗓 said. I walked in and they looked at me questioning why didn't I have my uniform on. If you have some free time please meet me inside my class in 5 minutes. I bowed and left. When I walked into class everyone gasped, which made me and the Baku squad clucked softly, and meanwhile that Lita was lecturing me on what I was wearing but I just ignored him. After a couple minutes all the people that still cared for me walked in, all the teachers except All Might. I walked to the front of the class and said with a cold tone, I am leaving you, and going to America to continue my journey there. When I turned around I saw all my teachers running to me crying, even Mr. Aizawa. After a few seconds of hugging me they asked me why. I looked at my classmate harshly and said, they pushed me and now I'm leaving. They pretended to be my friend and made lies about me and I don't like people like that. The teachers started to glare at them. 5. Third-person POV. After Izuku, the Baku squad and the teachers spend the time they had left with Deku, it was now time to leave and catch his flight to America. Once he left then teachers all went back to class 1A angry that they made their favorite student/person leave. Once they were in the class at the front staring into the class's soul, all of them said, I will no longer be teaching you, you have to teach yourself or find someone else to do so, which will be hard to do. Bakugo, Kirishima, Mina, 𝗧𝗏, and Kaminari are the only ones we will be teaching, and goodbye. After that they walked out leaving the class shocked. Expect the Baku squad. 25. Deku's POV. When I entered the plane airplane I decided to post something on my Insta. When I entered the plane airplane I decided to post something on my Insta. 𝗓𝗏 thanks dad, love you. Revolving hearts. Airplane comments. Crackhead Lily. Vahai, hurry up, I really miss you BSF. 𝗓𝗏 replied to Crackhead Lily. If I could I would already be there. Mute explosion. Damn red, stop showing OFF expressionless face with symbols on mouth. 3. Floaty girl. Wow, Deku-kun didn't know you were rich. 45. 𝗓𝗏. Can't wait to see you baby bro. Weary face red heart and back off my brother. Floaty girl. By the way these are the instas. Izuku, 𝗓𝗏 Izumi, 𝗓𝗏 Delilah, Crackhead Lily Alex, Elizabeth Perturter Elizabeth, Pretty Bitch Jack, JJ, Babus Chase, Daddy Ace 10 Leslie, Izumi, Mommy the U. A student's names are based on their quirks, so you will know who's who. That's it for this chapter. Next will be him arriving. Third person POV. Izuku will be attending the top hero school worldwide. After Izuku's alarm kept going off, he got up, still tired. I feel the pain, I'm not a morning person, and did his morning routine. He was debating what to wear since the school didn't wear a uniform. 5. What he wore. Very sorry if every clothes I pick match, that's just how I dress personally. 4. What he wore. Very sorry if every clothes I pick match, that's just how I dress personally. 9. After 20 minutes he went downstairs to find his sister eating pancakes and on her phone. After 20 minutes he went downstairs to find his sister eating pancakes and on her phone. Fast forward. After breakfast. Izuku POV. After eating and chatting with my sister, she said there's a surprise outside waiting for me, and when I went out it was a new 𝐕𝐴R6. After eating and chatting with my sister, she said there's a surprise outside waiting for me, and when I went out it was a new 𝐕𝐴R13. His car upwards button. It's kinda funny because this was already in my files and somehow matched the outfit with it. I is the mine. Izuku asked, duh, it's from dad and me. He chose the car and I chose the color. I have one of those too, but in yellow. Izumi answered, smiling at her brother's reaction. OMG, thank you. One another. Fast forward brought by me writing this while doing class 14. Still Izuku's POV. Once we arrived at school, I parked my car next to my sister's and a bunch of other ones. When getting out, people kept giving me glances and whispers and then looked away when my sister stepped beside me, glaring at them. After I received my schedule, getting my locker hashtag and getting showed around school by the principal, we headed to my new class, which was 1A, which reminded me of my old classmates a bit. Stay here until I tell you to come inside, okay? Okay. After 3 minutes of waiting I heard a fainted, come in, from inside, and then I entered with everyone's eyes at me. Third person POV. Once he entered the class he went to the front and a small group of people catches his eye where his sister was sitting in the back of the class. Introduce yourself and tell us your quirk, the teacher said. Hi, my name is Izuku Midoriya and I have a few quirks. Actually, Izuku inputted. Due to him saying his name already catches a bunch of attention, but after saying he has more than one catches even more. After saying his quirks, I'm too lazy to name them. The teacher told him to pick any seat that was empty. He made his way to the back where the group was and sat between his sister and Jake. Fast forward to lunch. When entering the cafeteria with both Izumi and Jake, that made most people to gasp since they were some of the top students. They got their food and headed over to their table where everyone else was. Izuku spotted Chase at the table. Hi Chase. Nice seeing you again. Oh hey Zuzu. You know each other? Izumi asked curiously. Yeah, we met at the mall the other day, Chase answered. After introducing themselves, I'm lazy and bored. One Izuku's POV. Once I saw Chase at the table I got really excited that he was here. There was another beside him named Jake and he was hot. Correction, the both were hot, which caused me to get a bit shy towards them. Hey Zuzu, give them your phone so you can add them on Instagram and get their numbers, Jake said. Oh okay then. I gave Delilah my phone but she asked me what my password was. It's Shotoshart no O space, I said. I think Jake and everyone else noticed something and tried comforting me. Jake pulled me closer to him, which caused me to be between his legs since he wasn't sitting properly, and you could see Chase with a smirk on his face, which made me become flustered and turn into a damn tomato. 10. Hey Isa, how about you changed it to J? Baby, it's just IDEC. I tilted my head in confusion, wondering why JC. Oh yeah, that stands for Jack and Chase baby, Delilah said while smirking, and the others along with her. I turned around and buried my face in Jake's chest since I got embarrassed, and to the surprise Chase started to sit the same way as Jake, so I was now between both their legs. Okay. It's been 3 weeks since I meeting my sister's group and we became extremely close, especially me, Chase and Jake. I was busy cuddling Chase when all of a sudden my phone goes off. Ace's group chat. Alex. Hey guys, there's this party going on near my house and I was planning on going and take Isa since this will be his first time going with us. Jake. Sure dude, but is there a theme or something? Lizzie, Izumi and Izuku. Yeah, what he said. Alex. Nope, just wear whatever and let's go. Everyone. Okay /. By after everyone got ready and meant at the party, since Alex sent them to address what they were wearing. Elizabeth upwards button 2, Elizabeth upwards button, Delilah upwards button 2, Delilah upwards button 3, Izumi upwards button 2, Izuku upwards button, Izuku upwards button 18. Chase wore yellow jacket and Jake worked the black one, but same outfit for both upwards button. Chase wore Yellow jacket and Jake work the black one but same outfit for both upwards button 1 Chase wore yellow jacket and Jake work the black one but same outfit for both upwards button Alex upwards button 4 Leslie upwards button 14 Leslie upwards button. Time skip to the next day Izuku POV I finally woke up from a shooting headache hitting me hard. I tried getting up only to realize that Jake and Chase were right beside me shirtless cuddling me flushed face. I was staring at them for a few minutes not noticing them awake looking at me. When I snapped out of it I was pulled into a very tight hug from Chase due to him loving to cuddling me on a daily basis. Jake looked at me and asked, "Izu, would you ever consider dating both of us?" After he asked that my face instantly turned red and I could see Chase's shocked face at from Jake asked. "Why I would," I answered looking down. When I was about to get up to leave I was pulled into a passionate kiss from Jake while Chase kissed my neck. 17 and that's how we started to date. 2 years later Izuku POV It's been 2 years and we're now second years. I'm the leader of our group called Aces. We're pretty well known all over America and in different countries. In school we're the most feared but everyone respects us especially me and we also are all in a stable relationship except Delilah she just likes hooking up with whoever. They call me their queen at school and all over America for who knows what reason. No rumors, parties or events happen at school without them coming to me first. Even the teachers ask me for help to control them from time to time. For meanwhile back in Japan third-person POV all the teachers really liked Izuku but when he left they felt heat broken cause he was their favorite. Over the 2 years they have been giving everyone except the Baku squad in one a hard time like waking up early, more training, no rest time in between and so on so forth. When they heard that Principal Nizu has made arrangements for Class 3A to go to America's top school and learn something because even though they did all that training they still 𝐒𝐭𝐴 8 Aizawa POV When Nizu told us that we would be going to America for a few all the teachers were excited since we had the chance to see our favorite problem child except All Might of course. We stayed in contact with him so we know he attends the top school worldwide. I walked into my class which is 3A and got all the little shit's attention once I stepped foot in there. 13. Listen and listen well, we will be going to a popular school in America cause all of you 𝐒𝐭 except a few of course and we will be staying at a friend's house. I'll explain the details and rules when we get there. He said with a sinister grin which made everyone feel chills down their spine. And also we leave at 12 p.m. at 10 a.m. at the moment so hurry up. By the way when Izu left Shinso took his place and also good friends with Izu and the Baku squad. Also the teachers going with them are midnight cause why not, Aizawa and All Might 17 we went to the airport and boarded our plane can't wait to see you Izu Aizawa, Baku squad, Shinso and midnight though to themselves back in America third person POV they were in class talking about random things until the teacher came into class. Quiet down please I have an announcement to make. The teacher said but only getting a few people to notice her, she looked at Izuku who just nodded and said, "Please quiet down and pay attention to the teacher please," in a low voice in Jake's lap. They all went silent instantly and brought their attention to front of the class where the teacher was standing. So as I was saying we will be having some students come here from Japan for a while. The school is you. A high school class too what? The whole class yelled except for Izuku. "Hey baby bro you're okay with this?" Izumi asked with a worried face and tone towards her brother. "Of course I'm fine with it, I finally get my revenge don't I?" He answered with an evil but sweet smile on his face which shocked everyone by the words he said but they understood after seeing the smirks on his and the rest of the Ace's face. 2 Izuku POV, we will finally meet again Class 2. He thought Class 2A POV 33 when they reached America they got their luggage and exited the airport. The class saw their teacher standing looking for something. "Sir if you don't mind me asking what are you looking for and how are we going to get to this person's house that we will be staying at?" Lita asked doing the chopping things with his hands like, "Okay we get it you're a robot. What I'm looking for is our ride that was assigned to pick us up and he got cut off by someone calling his name which was Izuku and Izumi butler Sebastian." "Oh hello Sebastian where is he?" Aizawa asked and Baku squad, Midning and Shinsuo also looking curious also while the rest of the class looked confused. 14 fast forward when they got to the house they were stunted by how big it was they moved by the way when they got to the house they were stunted by how big it was they moved BTW 1 third person POV when they entered they saw maids and butlers laughing and talking while cleaning not paying any attention to Class 2A. Momo walked in front of everyone and cleared her throat, thinking on of the maids will help her with her luggage, spoiled brat, but got no response. "Please come take my luggage and bring it upstairs," she said. The maids stopped what they were doing for a second, looked her up and down, clucked and went back to work. "So rude, I'll get you all fired. Where is the person that owns this house?" She shouted like a little bitch. "Oops, 13, young and young misters are at school at the moment, so follow me so I can show you around." Sebastian came out of nowhere and said, "Kids. So what about their parents, where are they?" Someone random from the class asked. "They live a few hours away from here, but let's tour now, shall we?" he said, walking up the stairs to the left of the house. During the tour, a few people saw a house outside and asked whose house was that. "Oh, that is where the butler and maids live with their children when they come to visit them from time to time," the butler stated, clearly wanting to move on. "Why is he giving these peasants a place to sleep? I must ask him, her later." Lita and Momo whispered to themselves, "Sorry if you like either of them, it's for the story, hehe." 19 Fast forward to when the aces were almost home. Izuku POV: I was driving home when I finally remembered that I get to see Midnight, the Baku squad, Shinsuo and Aizawa sensei again, and that put me in an even more excited mood. Before we reached home, Delilah called the house to tell them we're almost there. Throughout the whole ride we listened to music and played around. By the way, he's driving a Tesla, so everyone is in there. One third-person POV in the house. 2A was in the living room and saw that the maids and butlers were rushing to line up at the door. They looked in awe. The door suddenly opened and the aces walked in, being greeted by the maids at the butler. Someone there catched 2A's eye and finally realized who he was. The aces started to walk over to where they were. Izuku, I started to walk toward the FRs I used to call friends, and the look on their face almost made me laugh. "Hello, no need for introductions, now I will tell you all something loud and clear, understood?" I spoke with venom in my voice and getting yes or nods. So, before I could finish, I felt a cold pair of hands around my waist, which happened to my Chase pleading face. "Anyway, as I was saying, this is my house, believe it or not. You have one side of the house for yourself and the other is ours. You have no privileges to come to my side nor go into any of the rooms that clearly says, don't enter, got it?" "Yeah, 2A answered, scare a bit." When I was about to speak again, my sister interrupted me. "The Baku squad will be staying on our side and they are allowed to go into the rooms that my brother warned you about. The teachers have an option, except All Might, they can either stay here or go to my parents' house since they offered," she said, sitting in her girlfriend's lap. 4 third-person POV. "Excuse me, but why not All Might?" Lita asked, which caught the rest of 2A attention except Baku squad and the other two teachers, since they know the teacup without handle. Jake came in just as that question was being asked. "Well, of course, because they don't like him, duh." 2A froze because they thought everyone liked All Might. "Anywho, by beaches, we got stuff to do," Delilah said. And that's how 2A time started in America. Smiling face with horns, zany face. I forgot to mention that Aizawa and Midnight didn't go to their parents' house and stayed for the drama. They could smell a mile away. 16 third-person POV. All the aces and Baku squad were up because they couldn't sleep because of Elizabeth and Alex. They decided it would be a good idea to mess with 2A. "How about we do a little performance?" Bakugo suggested, earning a smirk from Alex and Delilah. "Yeah, grab some pots and let's go," Delilah said. What they did downwards button. 2A Swan opened the door, about to curse that person out, but before they could say anything, "Get y'all musty asses up, we have school, dumb bitches," Delilah shouted, getting a few glares from some. 3 fast forward after they got ready and 2A went to school. Izuku POV. After 2A left, we started to get ready. We all left at the same time, but me and Jake went a different direction to buy everyone coffee. After parking, I saw my gang leaning against their cars talking and 2A talking to the principal, his auntie. I gave the rest of the aces their drinks that they wanted and headed over to where 2A was. "Hello, Izu and Izumi, my babies," she said, leaning to Izuku for a hug. "Hello, auntie. Nice to see you." He hugged her and then passed her, Midnight, Aizawa, Shinso their drinks. We began to walking to the entrance of the school, only to hear 4 Eyes ask my auntie/principal something. "Miss, if you don't mind me asking, why are they able to dress like that? Isn't it disrespectful?" And he got cut off. No, it's not against the rule, and even if it was, he can wear whatever he wants. But yeah, let's get on with the tour and get you to class. She said the class to follow her. But yeah, let's get on with the tour and get you to class. She said the class to follow her. What he was wearing upwards button 14 third person POV. After 2A got the tour of the school, they went to their class, which they thought would be peaceful and respectful, since they are an elite school, but they walked into a loud class with music been blast, people fight and so on. Shouldn't you stop them? Izuku asked. Nope, they are perfectly fine. When they all entered, they saw the teacher approaching them, which was eyed glued to the phone. Hello, my name's Mr. Adamus and I'm your homeroom teacher, so please introduce yourself after I get them to quiet down. Guys, quiet down, we have new kids in our class joining. No response, he gave up in the first try. Do you need help? All Might offered, but the teacher just shook his head saying no. Izuku, please help me, Mr. Adamus asked, looking at Izuku with pleading eyes. Izuku and his friends were in the back of the class. Chase has his teeth latched onto Izuku's neck. He's in Chase's lap, BTW, while Jake reading a book, Delilah making out with someone, Elizabeth and Alex talking. Sit down, be quiet and pay attention to the teachers, he said while speaking softly, not even getting up when said. The whole class sat that very second due to the respect they have for him. This didn't go unnoticed by the newcomers though, which caught their full attention. As I was saying, like before, they will be going to our school for who knows how long. So be nice, okay? Yeah, right, he said under his breath. 3 fast forward, still third person POV. While everyone was in class either paying attention or talking to others, someone got irritated and decided to shout, "Can you guys be respectful and pay attention in class?" Lita said, but only to get yelled by the teacher telling him to be quiet. But sir, as class president, I'm Muse. Who made you president? I can't remember us voting for you. A random girl shouted. Lita looked at the teacher for help, who just looked at Izuku and Izumi walking to the front of the class like the bad bitches they are. Nail polish. This isn't Japan, honey, you're in America, Izumi said, glaring at Lita. Izuku POV. This school has their own class presidents in each class and I am one of them, he said, citing the teacher's desk. Okay, if you're class president, then set a good example. And he got cut off again by Bakugo. Shut it, 4 eyes, you talk too damn much, he said with explosions coming out his hands. Thanks, Kaken, the siblings said in sync. Idolita, let me introduce myself. My name's Izuku Midoriya, I'm the school's president, which basically make me class president, the strongest in the school and basically all over America. My gang is called Ace, I'm pretty sure you've heard of it before. 2A was shocked from what he said except specific people. When I was about to speak again, I heard bitch might call out to me, which I tried to ignore. Young Midoriya. Midoriya, can we talk? I turned to look at him, knowing what he wants to say. If you have anything to say, do it in front of my class. I hide nothing from them, honestly, I answered with a calm voice, but if you listen close enough you can hear the anger in my voice. 5 third-person POV. Everyone in the American class knows about Izuku past, but 2A was highly confused. Please become my student again, please, Midoriya. Beach, please, rolling in the floor thing. Like hell I'm doing that, old man, I'm stronger and better than you, back off. But you could see the class getting annoyed with bitch might and was ready to jump his butt. Dude, my boyfriend said no, go away now, Jake and Chase said in sync. Time skip, cause why not? Third-person POV. It was now time for hero training, in which they will fight each other as they made their way to the field. Class 2A was talking about how they will most likely win, but not loud enough for the other students to hear cause they PP smiling face with smiling eyes face with tears of joy. When everyone made it to the field, which has access to the changing room, both genders split up to change into their hero outfits. Most of the US kids already came out and are waiting for 2A and the aces. When 2A except the Baku squad and Shinso came outside thinking they look good, they were shocked to see everyone wearing the most normal outfits with a bunch of tech, high quality, and are specifically made for them. We must look childish. 2A thought, looking at themselves then everyone else. 3 the aces along with Mina, Kaminari, Kirishima, Bakugo, Shinso, Zero came out. Everyone was shocked. It was actually just 2ML what they were wearing. Delilah, Mina, the glove is dark pink. Mina, the glove is dark pink. 1 Mina, the glove is dark pink. Izumi, the top is white. Izumi, the top is white. Leslie, it's red not blue. Leslie, it's red not blue. Elizabeth 1 Jake, Alex Chase, inside is red not blue. Chase, inside is red not blue. Bakugo, no grenades. And his Hand or thing in his head. 5 Bakugo no grenades on his hand or thing in his head. Bakugo no grenades on his hand or thing in his head. Kaminari 1 couldn't find anything for 𝗧𝗏, so same outfit for him, and lose the mask and shoulder. Things couldn't find anything for 𝗧𝗏, so same outfit for him, and lose the mask and shoulder. Things. Kirishima 𝗓𝗓𝗓 5 Izuku imagine any color you want. Izuku imagine any color you want. 21 Everyone's jaw dropped to the floor. Only 2 since everyone else already know what their outfits look like. What the hell? When did you have time to change your hero outfit? Said Uraraka. Stop shouting, round face, and this isn't the first time we've been to America. Izuku always brings us here for the holiday with our parents, Bakugo said, already annoyed. Which they walked past the rest of 2A like they didn't exist, with the rest of the US kids following behind. 3 Icy thought over there was basically If Izuku with a few more guys from 2A. 27 Fast forward to when they get to know who they're going against. Now let me tell you the rules and who you will be going up against. The combat teacher stated, Rule 1. To be able to win you must either knock your opponent out / get the out the bound. 2. You can use as much power you want, just don't underestimate the other. And last but not least 3. Anything goes. Ms. White stated, that's the combat teacher. 2. Elizabeth versus Momo. 1. Delilah versus Mina. 1. Izumi and Leslie versus Uraraka and Tsu. 1. Alex versus Lita. 2. Chase versus Todoroki. 3. Jake versus Kaminari and Shinso, after naming everyone else. And last but not least we have Zuzu versus whoever is willing to fight him after their match. Ms. Y said with a sadistic grin on her face. Don't you think the last part is unfair from Midoriya? Lita asked, which also caught Aizawa attention since he was wondering the same thing. Haha, oh honey, don't underestimate my students, got it. He said. Everyone just nodded, or you could hear a chorus of yes. First up we have Elizabeth Young versus Momo Yaoyorozu, Ms. White announced. Elizabeth turned to Alex and he kissed her for good luck that she did not need. Both opponents walk into ring/bounds. I don't know what to call it. I don't know if I should go HRD on you or end this quickly. Liza said, if you don't remember, that's one of Elizabeth's nickname. Funny that you think you can do anything against me, ha, Momo said loud enough for everyone to hear. 1. All right girls. 3. 2. 1. Begin. Ms. White shouted. And with that it all started. Everyone's POV. Momo started to create a sword while Liza walked up to her slow and steady with an unamused look on her face. Peach, this is gonna be quick, Alex said, knowing his girlfriend. When Momo finished making the sword she ran straight towards Liza. 2 feet away from her she was about to strike at Liza, but she simply dogged appear behind Momo and chopped her on the neck, hitting the pressure point. She looked at Momo on the ground and then walked away. 2. You all really learned nothing over the years, I see. I thought I would have to use my quirk, but y'all are weaker than I thought, hee, Liza stated, walking past 2A, flipping her hair like the bad beach she is nail polish. Wait, what? You're saying you didn't use your quirk at all? Mina asked, amused. Nope, that's what we learn while training with Zuzu and Izumi. They are the strongest here, so it's gonna get a whole lot worse than what I put no effort into doing up there, Liza said, taking a seat beside her boyfriend. Most of 2A became scared of just thinking what else they're capable of and what they might do to them when fighting. 2. Okay brats, let's continue. Ms. White said, bored since nothing exciting happened. Next we have Delilah Smith versus Mina Ishido, she announced. Mina was trembling, scared that she might die when fighting Delilah. Hey, don't worry, she doesn't hate you, so she won't go HRD on you, maybe just a few scratched or so, don't worry, and if something happens, me or my sister will heal you. Izuku said, laying in both his boyfriend's lap looking at the sky. Hee okay then, Mina said, calming down from the reassure she got from someone he really trusted. Both females walked up to the bounds/stage and got into their fighting stands ready to attack. Hey Mina, let's have fun, zany face, Delilah said, smiling. Okay, just don't lose, ha, Mina said. 2. All right girls. 3. 2. 1. Begin. Ms. White said. Delilah immediately froze the floor, but Mina simply used her acid to melt it, like what happened at the sports festival in the first contest. Delilah decided that hand-in-hand fighting was the best way to do this, so she used her ice to glide her way over to Mina and started to fight. After about 5 minutes of fighting, Mina punched Delilah hard enough to get space between them, but Delilah then recovered from the hit and looked at Mina. "I see you. And our training somewhat rubbed off on you, huh?" she said, looking at Mina. "But let's end this, shall we?" she added. Delilah froze Mina's whole body 𝗷𝗃 to pick her up and place outside the bounds, and unfroze her when out since she might get frostbites. I honestly don't know how to describe fights, but I can imagine them perfectly fine though. 3. And the winner, Delilah. Ms. White shouted, teacher's POV. "I know damn well you never saw that coming." LOL. 10. While watching the first fight with Momo and Elizabeth, they were shocked by how quick the fight ended. "I give Zuzu props for training them like lab rats, honestly," Aizawa said in his normal bored/sleepy tone. "Yep, he sure did, but Elizabeth said she didn't even use her quirk for a sec, and there are way worse to come towards the other students that are fighting the aces," Midnight said. Meanwhile, a skeleton right beside them looked at the aces with amusement. "And I mean creepy aura type. I'm so sorry. So you're saying young Midoriya trained them all by himself?" Sad but relieved face, All Might asked. "Well, yes, but no, his sister and him SW's place every once in a while, but he still trains them harder than anything," Midnight said. "Oh." Before All Might could continue, Higo interrupted by "Here that the next match begins." After the second match, I'm so not lazy to explain it again. You could tell she was at least using 2% power and focused more on hand-in-hand combat, don't you think, Aizawa? Midnight asked. "Yeah, I think she realized the Mina acid will just continue melting through her ice, so she decided to fight physically, I suppose," he said. "All right, laddies, please make your way onto the stage." Loudspeaker, Ms. White said. 9. Third-person POV. When the 2A contestants and the 2 ace contestants left, Izuku said something that made some people go, "Pal, hey, this is going to be fun, did you know that? Payback's a beach, ain't it?" he said with a dark aura around him, causing some people to step back. "What do you mean by that? They can't do anything that bad since they're in school, and even if they did they might get expelled," said Todoroki. "He is right, young," said All Might. "By the way, the teachers decided to come down to where the students were to get a better view." "Shut it, old man, and for you, Icy thought I remember the teacher stating we could do whatever we want except for killing, of course, so to the point of us getting expelled is a 1% chance, hun," Zuzu said, looking towards the fighters. Before anyone could continue, the match started with the fighters. Izumi immediately spread her wings just for show, honestly, while Leslie just sat on the floor waiting to be attacked. On the other side, you had the best friends planning on how they will take down their opponent quick and easily. "Okay, I'm going with that, Izumi girl, and you go with the red head, okay?" Uraraka stated towards Tsu, which just nodded. "All right, begin," was the last thing they heard before all hell broke loose. 4 2A students decided to attack first so Uraraka could properly touch them. At least 8 feet away from the aces, Izumi decided to tease Urabitch and fly into the air out of her reach. "Get down here, idiot, you scared you might lose to me, ha," Uraraka said, causing an addition to Zumi temper. "All right then, since I'm only here so you can suffer like you made my brother did, so let's play," she said, flying to the edge to ask her brother something. "She's still high enough so you can't just push her out." "Zuzu, please put it up, this might get nasty," she said, smirking face with hand over mouth off stage when Izumi said that. Some of 2A looked at her confused and some stared at Izuku, question what he might do. He got up and started to walk towards the stage until someone interrupted it. "What are you doing? Are you going to help your sister and friends because that cheating, you know?" Lita said, protesting against Izuku's current actions. "Shut it 4 eyes and just watch," Bakugo said, irritated as usual. "I've been excluding him a lot." Izuku walked into the bounds and started to chant some words in demon language and then walked back out. "What did you do?" Momo said. "Yep, she's awake." He made a barrier, loud mouth ho, Liza said, staring into Momo's soul. "And before you ask why I made it, it's because things are about to get messy, but they can leave if the other person chose to kick them out the bounds or they surrender. Other than that, they're in for something." Zuzu said, "I'm sorry, I find the name Zuzu adorable, so I use it ever once in a while." 9 Back to the fighters. "All right, let's start," Les said, smiling. She started playing with Tsu's BLD by removing it out of her bottom half of her body, then started to move it randomly every time Tsu tries to stand up. With Uraraka, she has the same faith Tsu has, which is getting beat TF up, smiling face with horns. Izumi decided why not do hand-in-hand combat with her for a while. Fast forward 3 minutes into them torturing the 2A fighters. Izumi chose to start using her water-bending quirk on them both, but then remembered that one was a frog so she can breathe underwater. I don't know actually, and I'm too lazy to research if they can or can't, so she told her girlfriend to mess with 𝗬𝗏𝗪 that's in her head, which will make her dizzy and uneasy. I'm too damn lazy for this. After the fight of so much but whopping nail polish, Izuku walked up to the bounds and put the barrier down so the water could leave the 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝐿. It makes no sense to how Izumi and Leslie aren't drowning also, but as I said in the OC characters chapter, her quirk is like the waterbenders in Avatar, so she controls how it moves and whatever. What the hell is your problem? You could have went easy on the You're a monster, All Might shouted, rushing to his students. First of all, sir, I barely even use 20% of my power, so don't blame me, cause your kids 𝐒𝐻𝐿 and might get themselves killed the very first day they become pro heroes, and excuse me for teaching them a good lesson to not talk it, Izumi said angrily. Leslie was about to touch her and tell her to calm down when she remembered what happened the last time and that Zuzu is the only one that can calm her down. 5 flashback, they were in class and a girl came up to them and just randomly pulled Leslie's hair, which got Izumi mad, so she beat the hit out the girl. When done with her, she was still angry and Leslie touched her. Izumi got even more raged, not caring who it was one bit, and attempted to throw her girlfriend across the room, but someone caught her. End of flashback. Izuku walked up to his sister and touched her shoulder, which caused more anger to build, but when she turned around she realized what was going on and began crying into her brother's chest. Izuku picked her up and placed her in her girlfriend's since she was asleep now. Don't get her mad, she isn't one, just anyone can calm down, he said, looking at 2A third-person POV. The teachers walked over to Ms. White because they were concerned about the fight a bit. Excuse me, Kira, Ms. White first name, wasn't that fight a little too extreme for students? Midnight asked. Nope, this isn't even half of what we normally do, sweetie, Ms. White answered, looking at them with an unamused face. They also have training on Fridays with Izuku and the rest of the aces OFC, and that's harder than this, she continued. Oh okay, wait, what you mean train with the aces? They're just students. The hell wrong with this school? All Might shouted. Dude, shut up already, you're way too loud for your own good, Izuku butted in while walking towards the teachers with everyone else following behind. You should learn respect, young Midoriya, and not jump into, okay old man, seems you don't know who I am. You think I need to be here thinking face? I'm already a pro hero and the #1 in America, #2 worldwide, and the rest of my gang following behind, so before you judge us, get your facts straight, you walking skeleton, skull and crossbones, he said, looking at his phone. 3 onto the fight, third-person POV. Alright guys, the next fight is between 𝗧𝗵𝗃 versus Alexander Millers. Alight, this is gonna be too easy, so I'll just give you a good beating to take you out the bounds, Alex said, walking to his side so the match can start. And begin, Ms. White shouted. 𝗧𝗵𝗃 didn't want to move since he didn't know what Alex's quirk was exactly, so he stood there for a few minutes waiting to see if Alex would attack first, but nothing happened. He thought he had the upper hand, so he attacked first. He ran at full speed towards Alex and landed a kick on him, which got him very cocky for his own good, grimacing face. See, that's what a top student is capable of, 𝗧𝗵𝗃 said with a small smirk on his face, but it faded when he saw Alex smirking as well. Alright, rip off Sonic, time for an but whooping me, sang, time for an but whooping, remind me of my childhood, loudly crying face, since I'm half Jamaican and got in trouble a lot, LMAO. Alex proceeded to stop time for 5 minutes. He walked over towards Rip Off Sonic and gave him a beating you only experience when boxing, in a gang, and some more F up. Oh, I'm sorry. He then pushed 𝗧𝗵𝗃 out of the bounds, walked back to his side and sat on floor and unfreeze. Time 33. Everyone had the same thing going though their mind. What the F happened? Or, damn, he got all the way F up. And the winner is none other than Alex, Ms. White said. Everyone was shocked by the damage he did, especially the teachers. Okay, that's it. Honestly, you need to keep them under control. Like my kids look like they're on their deathbed every time they fight, All Might said, looking at 𝗧𝗵𝗃 body begin carried to the nurse office since Midnight and Izawa gives 0, and I mean 0 F about them, so they don't even bother to care. Third person POV. Alright, people, break is up. If you don't understand, after the commotion from last chapter they decided to take a break because they were hungry. Next fight we have Chase Young versus Shoto Todoroki. To do hor, Ms. White said. Before she could continue, they were already up there on their side of the bounds ready to fight. Alright, then begin. 5 And with that another fight to the death begun. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 I was going to go easy on whoever I was going against except for one, and that person was 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏. The teacher must have saw me staring at him and thought it would be a good idea for us to fight. I went over to my Izuku and gave him a passionate kiss which he happily returned. After I was to my side wondering how this will go until I got pulled out my thoughts by my teacher telling us we can begin. Alright, Zuzu told me that he has 2 quirks but mostly uses ice and uses it for long distance fighting and fire for short distance. He thought third-person POV as expected. Todoroki attacked Fist with his ice side heading straight toward Chase. Chase simply used his speed from his vampire quirk. Todoroki did get a few hits on him because of the amount of ice he kept sending rapidly. Alright pretty boy, let's get serious now, and if you want to win then use that fire side if you want to beat me, Chase shouted. Okay I guess. Chaz begun changing into his demon form. He grew a tail, horns, got a little taller and muscles got bigger for his demon form by the way. Off stage real quick, wow isn't that form a little much? Kaminari said looking at Zuzu. Cammy as I said before the teacher said go all out and that's just first form, I'm pretty sure you don't want to see the other 4 forms. Zuzu said paying attention to the fight. That shocked every and really showed them that this school isn't one to be messed with at all. Back to the fight after Chase finished transforming into form 1. 𝗕𝗏𝗏𝗏 was a little taken back by the sudden approach/appearance. He was not expecting the name suits perfectly. Chase ran straight towards Todoroki trying to avoid the fire that is being shot and ice running against the floor towards him. He had a first-degree burn on his left side on his right arm which pissed him off even more since that 𝗧𝗏𝗧𝗍 hurt like hell. He managed to get in front of Todoroki and tapped his forehead which brought both to a place. Chase like to bring certain people that sounds wrong and torture them with either memories that are real fake memories or his demons beating they but forgot to mention him, and Zuzu can do it. Sorry, back to the real world with everyone else. OMG, someone get help. Momo said about to run to Todoroki but was stopped by Izuku scarf thingy. Question. What does Izuku quirk have to do with the scarf? Like I've literally seen no reason for that scarf to move how it does. Momo no, they're perfectly fine. Izuku got cut off by Momo which kept demanding to help Todoroki. Shut up you Winnie Beach, he said they were fine which they are, they just aren't here spiritually you thirsty hoe, Izuku said finally snapping, and before he could continue or explain where they are he received a slap to the face from both Uraraka and Momo. Just keep in mind that while they're arguing the other 2 are still fighting in hell. Did they just slap me in my FA face? Zuzu questioned with a shocked face since no one, and I mean no one, has actually slapped him before other than when him and his friends/family are playing around. The 2 girls started to laugh after hearing him stutter, thinking they had the old Izuku back. You little, Izumi said about the bound on they but was stopped by Izuku laughing his butt off like the SDST he was 7. Ha ha, I hope to see you 2 on the field when it's my turn, right? That's how he looked at that moment. 12 That's how he looked at that moment. Everyone felt scared at the moment. They could feel the dark aura Izuku giving off and even his own friends back away. Even though the 2 dumbass were scared shitless, they said, why I well you there? After the incident which cased everyone a good distance away from Izuku, especially Momo and Uraraka. They could finally see Chase waking up but not Todoroki. He weak but, he said, kicking Todoroki out the bounds allowing him to win. He was about to walk to Izuku but Jake called out to him saying not. Third-person POV. Okay, the next fight is Kaminari and 𝗫𝗀 versus Jake. Come on Shin-babe, let's have fun, Kaminari said dragging his boyfriend on the stage. And begin, Ms. White shouted. 𝗫𝗀 remembered that Jake already knows how his quirk works, so he has no luck in that department and focused on hand-in-hand combat. Kaminari as usually will just try and finish the fight quick, which always leaving him dumbfounded. 3 million bolts. Mr. Sparky shouted, sending electricity all over the bounds which went to shock by 𝗫𝗀 which also got electrocuted, and Jake that jumped in the ear high enough to not get knocked out by it. I swear this ID needs help for F's sake, the Baku squad said. After Jake landed on the ground he walked over to Shin and Cammy and threw them out the bounds. Proceeded by making his way to his boyfriends for kisses and so forth. I feel bad for the kids that actually have potential and attend you. And no, I'm not calling the students dumb, I'm saying the teachers ain't SHT on that's on what, Jake said, PRD. The USA students said agreeing with their friends. Young man, that's highly disrespectful and you needed to be punished, which means detention for a week, speech might state which got Izuku irritated. All might, as I said to your students, the isn't you. You aren't a teacher. I myself and the teachers can do that. But you have no power here, old man, so get that in your thick F head, Izuku said, giving off dark aura once more. Alright, it's time for the most interesting fight of the day, which includes the student council president Izuku Midoriya and anyone that wants to fight, and fun part is that they can attack him all at once. The rules are still the same. If you get knocked out cold / get thrown out the bounds, you are no longer in the fight. Ms. White said happily. Aizawa, don't you think that that's a little unfair and he might die from everyone going against him? All Might said, no, because he is strong and the strongest in this school. Just look at the damage his friends / boyfriends did to our student. Now think about him being the leader of them and what damage he could do. Midnight said. All Might thought of what she said, but still in his mind kept telling him that Zuzu might get hurt badly. Like, how can someone be so damn stubborn? Neutral face 10 Izuku POV. Can we have a break? I want to make this a fair fight and I can see that the students are tired, so let's take a 10 minutes break. As you wish, Izuku, she replied, smiling. I knew that the kids from the infirmary will most definitely come back to the training field to either watch me get my butt beat or fight. Babe, Chase called out to me. What's wrong? The hell, I called you like 5 times, but I need BLD, please. I grunted at what he said, then gave him permission since I can just heal myself to gain back my stamina. While Chase had his teeth in my neck, I was getting weird looks from 2A students, so I asked them what the problem was. If I'm being honest, you shouldn't do things like that in front of others no matter where you are. It's highly disrespectful, Mr. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 said. Yeah, all the people that left for the infirmary are back. I just look at him and rolled my eyes. Hey teach, let's start. 3 third-person POV. Izuku, stop in front of everyone that will be fighting him. Okay, so what's the formation type? He asked, only to received confused looks. I mean, should I stand in the middle and everyone surrounds me / should I stand on the left and you on the right? How about the you stand in the middle? Uraraka said, smirking. K was the last thing Zuzu said to the beaches. I mean, 2A students, obviously none of his actual classmates would go against him if the live at least. Izuku walked into the middle only to see all his old classmates surrounding him getting ready to attack. Deku, just give up, you already lost, it's 21 against 1. Todoroki said, still a little weak though. 7 and fight. Could be heard from Ms. White. 2A decided to attack Izuku in groups, and the first was Shoji, Orjiro, Soda. These dumbasses was all Izuku thought before he used his natural disaster quirk, sending them into the bounds with wind. Who's next? He said, giving a scary look. 1. Who's next? He said, giving a scary look. That upwards button. 8. They all felt coldness run down their spine but proceeded to fight. The group was Mina, Jiro and Zero, which was a pretty impressive team but not even close to his. Jiro first used sound waves to affect Izuku's hearing, which worked while Zero shot tape at him. Mina created a deep circle where Izuku was standing so he couldn't go anywhere. They started to cheer, think that they beat him, but realized the teacher didn't say anything and only pointed at Izuku, who was up in the air with his demon wings out and one eye red. He broke the tape like it was nothing and used wind again to knock them all out unconcise. Meanwhile, off stage, damn, Zuzu at least put a little effort into it. He over there making it look like stealing candy from a baby. Delilah said loud enough for the teachers and friends to hear. Everyone nodding in agreement to their classmate's statement. I know that we visit you guys every one holiday / summer, but we've never saw his full potential. I wonder what it's like. I want to see it, Aizawa said with excitement in his voice. Okay, let me describe it for you, Jake said. Zuzu has 3 quirks in total, but they aren't one just anyone can tame. We are stronger than All Might, and I know that for a fact, but our 100% is only a minimum of 50% to him. He never really showed us 100, but the most he went was 75%. I'm not saying he can't control 100, which he can, it's just that his quirks can wipe away Earth in a blink of an eye. Jake said, looking at Chase to continue. Izuku demon quirk was passed from his family member named Lucifer Morningstar, which means he was born with it and only unlocked at a certain point of time. His angle quirk is like his sister Izumi, which is kinda weird, but his is still more powerful, and the natural disaster quirk is the least of your worries, to be honest. Just don't PSS him off, and he won't send you in a tornado into the middle of the ocean. Chase finished. Just remember, they are still fighting. Just think as this as a time skip back on stage. The ones that are left are Momo, Uraraka, Lita, Bakugo and Todoroki. 𝗂𝐭𝐚𝐲 and 𝗬𝗏 how about you next 𝗵𝗲 asked the peasant's god so help. Oh okay, 𝗬𝗏 replied. Momo first recreated a sword which she got the idea thinking about cutting 𝗂𝐻𝑡's wings off or just a piece of it. Momo first headed for him with 𝗬𝗏 behind which will try and touch 𝗂𝐻𝑡 so he floats and allow her to get him out the bounds easier. Momo kept swinging her sword at 𝗂𝐻𝑡 until he got distracted looking at 𝗬𝗏 for a bit. Then he felt a sharp pain in his left wing. He looked at it and saw that a piece was cut off, not that big of a piece. He looked over to his sister Izumi with widened eyes which just smirked and gave him a nod. 𝗂𝐻𝑡's face went cold, his voice got louder and way deeper than ever since he has a girly voice. You didn't anyone tell you don't do that to wings I'll just have to teach it to you. A smiling face with horns, he said smiling at Momo. He kicked Momo in the air and flew up there and started to kick her over and a few punches. He decided that it had been long enough, then kicked her a little higher in the air, used his left leg and kicked her on the back which made her fall and make a dent into the ground from the impact that she encountered. He flew down and looked at 𝗬𝗏 who was scared shitless. Now it's you turn dumb hoe, and no I won't, she said trying to run out the bounds only to get pulled back in by 𝗂𝐻𝑡 using his natural disaster quirk. Nah, I don't think that how it goes with me hun, he said walking toward her. Too tired for this 𝗧𝗍𝗔. Let's just say she got her face smashed in and got dragged. Damn 𝗂𝐻𝑡 everyone. Getting they but beat ha. Bakugo said amused knowing that his friend is barely trying. Yes sir. 𝗂𝐻𝑡 replied. Bakugo already fought Zuzu many times and always end up with a new scar, so he sits where the bounds lines are to watch Todoroki and Zuzu fight. Don't get me wrong, who wouldn't be scared of someone like 𝗂𝐻𝑡 if you fought them multiple times and always end up with a new scar? Alright Todoroki, is there anything you want to say before we start to? If I win you have to sleep with me cough ho cough, and if you win I honestly don't know, do whatever you want. Half and half said. BT. 𝗂𝐻𝑡 said excited. 11 𝗂𝐻𝑡 was the first to move this time and ran around Todoroki Naruto style. He used a little force and punched him in the back of his head, not intending to actually knock him out yet. Todoroki quickly turned around and kept shooting ice at 𝗂𝐻𝑡 trying to capture him in it. 𝗂𝐻𝑡 stopped moving for a second just to realize that his foot was stuck in the ice, then felt his whole body freezing up. Todoroki shot ice at him to cover his whole body. Todoroki had a smirk on his face, not only because he won, but also he gets to sleep with 𝗂𝐻𝑡. He started to walk off the stage only to hear the ice starting to shatter into tiny pieces. Oh boy was that cold, but you're still no match for me. 3 tried my best, but this 𝗧𝗍𝗔 is too hard to write, so again as I said before he received and but whooping like there's no tomorrow. Izuku POV. I was finally done with teaching these traitors a lesson. I walked over to my sister Izumi and jumped on her. I'm sleep and hungry, we have one class left right? Yeah baby bro, just sleep in class, will wake you when school ends. They both said whispering to each other. I fell asleep right after she said that, not caring if I haven't changed or not cause my boyfriends will. Third person POV. Hey what wrong? Leslie asked. I honestly keep forgetting some of these people exist. Nothing, he's just tired and hungry, so here Chase and Jake go change him, Izumi said handing her brother to his boyfriends. 5 fast forward after school, the bell finally rang 3 times, which was enough to wake up Izuku from his slumber. Let's go, I wanna play games, Alex, Denki, Kaminari and Siro said. Before they could leave, 𝗂𝐻𝑡 had an announcement that no one really knew about. 2A started to walk out the room, not knowing the rule that you have to wait until the student body president has to give an announcement after school. OISIT back down beaches. 𝗂𝐻𝑡 shouted, why? An angry 𝗬𝗏 said, like, have you not learned your lesson yet sis? I have an announcement you dumb beach, but anyways sit down now, Zuzu said. He walked to the front of the class making every silent. So as you all know, me and my sister's birthday is coming up. If you receive an invitation you can come if you want. The theme will be elegant, for example males wear suits and females wear dresses. The color scheme is white, blue or red of your choosing. It will take place at the house we normal keep birthday parties. 𝗂𝐻𝑡 said, okay. He smiled and received a bunch of nods and yeah. When I think even though I said Izumi is adopted, I always make her and Izuku have a bunch in common, but who cares. 11 Izuku POV. I was finally finished giving the details about the party on Saturday and that everything else will be told on Thursday. Me and my friends walked outside deciding how the cars should arranged since the Baku squad was also there. Okay, so me and Jake in mine since I only have 2 seats, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 and Kirishima also Denki, and Delilah talk Mina and Siro okay. I asked just to make sure they agree with the arrangements. After everyone agreed we got in our cars. I was the first to drive off and pass 2A which stopped me. Hey, how are we getting home? Lita asked. The bus is literally right behind you, that's your ride hun, Jake said. I then just drove off before he could speak again. At the house we all got home and went to our rooms to do whatever we wanted. Hey baby, Chase said hugging me from behind. Yeah. Let's do it, he whispered in my ear sending shivers down my spine. Third-person POV. Jake stood up and walked over to where his 2 boyfriends were. He started to make out with Izuku while Chase attacked his neck. Izuku started to into the kiss while Jake explored every inch of his mouth. After that 37, good night love, Chase said, good night princess. Jake third-person POV. Everyone already left for school and is now at auditorium waiting for the ACE's announcement. Good morning students of High. Honestly never thought of a school name. Today we will be talking about me and my brother upcoming party on Friday. It will obviously be taking place where normal keep our big parties at 6:30 p.m. and ends whenever it ends. Izumi said, the theme will be blue, white and red. I'm going to say what I told you all every year please, and I mean it. Don't start fangirling when a celebrity shows up because that will be too much trouble and might just kick everyone out the house. Added normal announcements. Izuku added on to what his sister said. 4 times skip to the end of the day outside. Okay, 2A students will be picked up at 6 p.m. on Saturday and brought to the house. The party will be held. If you have nothing to wear, then go to the mall or something and buy a dress/suit that is the colors stated before, Delilah said. By then, all the aces said, okay guys, let's go pick up our suits/dresses from our tailor and head to the other house to look at the decorations and unpack there, Izumi said. At the house they entered. The house they will be staying at. Add the picture of it soon. Hello young masters/misters, what do you think? A butler said. Hello young masters/misters, what do you think? A butler said. What it looks like too. What it looks like. OMG, this is amazing. It looks better than our other parties. Hee, the 2 Midoriya siblings said, jumping up and down. Thank God you like it. Okay, then we will be unpacking upstairs and we will be leaving until Saturday morning, so contact the school telling them to put my assistant in charge of the council and to text me if there are any big problems she can't handle, Izuku said, walking up the long stairs followed by his best friends/boyfriends. Yes, Mr. The personal butler of Izuku said, bowing. Time skip. Hee when they get on the plane. Okay guys, we have a bunch of meetings for tomorrow and will be oddly busy, so I suggest sleeping early and don't unpack since it's just for a day and a few hours we will be staying. Okay. Yes, Izuku, was all he heard from his chaotic friends. Their Instagrams if you forgot. Izuku, 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒂 Izumi, 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒵 Delilah, Crackhead Lily Alex, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 Elizabeth, Pretty Bitch Jack, JJ, Davis Chase, Daddy Ace Leslie, Izumi, Mommy 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒂. Honestly my meet and greets be the best. 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒂. Honestly my meet and greets be the best. Comments. Fan 1. Way, it was really fun. See you Floaty Girl. Wow, Deku-kun wish I was there. Fan 5. Oh, at Floaty Girl don't call Izuku, Deku. 3 Pretty Bitch. When you have best friends/boyfriend like mine, hit me up pretty bitch. When you have best friends/boyfriend like mine, hit me up 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒵. The speech loves us. Hee 𝗧𝗏𝗲𝗏𝗍𝒻𝗋s. Love ya too babe. Muter explosion. I see y'all don't miss me. Bet 6 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒵. When my brother post on his story saying let's have a beach party and we arrive and see this SHT 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒵. When my brother post on his story saying let's have a beach party and we arrive and see this SHT comments. 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒂. Girl, you just mad I'm more famous than you. Don't embarrass yourself. 4 Fan 2. They are the cutie siblings. Every love you guys. BTW Daddy Ace. Did she lie though? It happens every time we have a party. Sorry babe. Don't mind the color. I got bored and decided to color over it. Don't mind the color. I got bored and decided to color over it. 1 Crackhead Lily. These FRs dared me and 𝐼𝐴 bro comments. 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝒂. Deadass, but it's fine since we got our revenge. 𝗧𝗏𝗲𝗏𝗏𝗧. Note taken. Don't mess 2 best friends at the same time. 𝗓𝗏𝗍𝗵𝗏. They straight up violated everyone else in the ace agreeing. Okay, listen, I have a question and I need y'all to answer this for me in the comments. I was thinking of making an HYQX assassination classroom. It's gonna be about Hinata goes to Kunijigakaka Junior High School but with a twist to it a bit. 𝗵𝗲 𝗔𝗂𝘁𝗵𝐴 we finally arrived back at the house the party will be held at, and we were extremely tired since we had a lot of business to take care of. I turned to my friends who just walked through the front door. Set an alarm on your clock for 4 p.m. since it's 9 a.m. right now. Make sure your styles are here by 3:30 so they're ready when you wake up, and please don't forget, I said in a lazy tone, turning around walking to my room followed by my boyfriends. Hey baby, what are you doing? Jake asked, laying on the bed, texting my stylist, and yours, also checking if everyone else also did the same. Oh okay, just hurry, I wanna cuddle. After I finished calling everyone's stylist to check if they did what I told them, I felt my eyelid closing, so I rushed over to the bed and went in between my boyfriends, one spooning me from the back and the other facing me from the front. Time skip at 4 p.m. third person POV. It was now time for everyone to start getting ready and allow their stylist to do their magic. People started to arrive at 5:45 since it's natural for them to reach early. 2A finally reached at the place it would be held and felt their mouth drop lower than it did when they say the hose they were staying in. 2A finally reached at the place it would be held and felt their mouth drop lower than it did when they say the hose they were staying in its way, and I mean a lot wider than that and taller by one more floor. 2A entered and was not only shocked by the amount of people there but also celebrities, and they wanted to start fangirling, but then remembered what the aces said: if you cause trouble I'll kick you out. It was now time for the aces to go downstairs, so they decided to go one by one since that was also a thing they liked to do. First was Delilah. She walked down the long curved stairs receiving a bunch of applauses for her appearance. She walked down the long curved stairs receiving a bunch of applauses for her appearance. At the bottom was a random person she took as her date, which led her to the front table and sit. Next was Alex. He also walked down the stairs and waiting at the bottom for his girlfriend to come down, which was next. He also walked down the stairs and waiting at the bottom for his girlfriend to come down, which was next. One Elizabeth walked down the stairs, receiving claps from everyone. She meant her boyfriend at the bottom and made their way to the front table. Next was Leslie. She walked down to the bottom of the stairs and waited on one side getting whistles and loud claps. Since she barely wore clothes like that, she walked down to the bottom of the stairs and waited on one side getting whistles and loud claps, since she barely wore clothes like that. Next was the two boyfriends. Jake Chase. They walked to the bottom and waited at the other side of Leslie waiting for their boyfriend. It was finally the famous sibling/twin-like children to come down. They walked down the stairs looking fabulous as always, getting louder claps than no other. They walked down the stairs looking fabulous as always, getting louder claps than no other. The two siblings got to the bottom, took their lover/lover's hand, which led them to their table with their other friends. The seating arrangement at their table, I'll say it going by who's from across the other: Izuku, Izumi, Chase, Leslie, Jake, Delilah, Alex, Elizabeth, Bakugo, Kirishima, since Bakugo is like family to the Midoriya family and he's dating Kiri. 2. And at the two ends of the table were Inko and Hitoshi. Everyone talked for about 1 hour until it was now time to actually get started. Izumi and Izuku went to the front with their parents since they said they had something important to say about their children. Hello everyone, nice seeing you all again. I just wanted to say how grateful for these two angles, but also 𝗵𝗃𝗄𝐻. They have gone through so much in life and they are so successful now, which I appreciate very much. All I'm really saying is that I hope they continue to have a happy life and marry their lover/lover, cause I want grandbabies after graduation. Hitoshi said, only to receive 3 hard smacks on the back of his head from him family. Hey guys, Inko here, I'm just saying I love these dumb beaches honestly, and his friends, that's it, she said, and everyone started laughing. For the party went on and on until it was time for the real fun to beginning, which was the aces preforming. Izuku walked to the front and picked up the mic. Hey, was all he said, gaining everyone's attention. If you haven't forgotten, me and the rest of the aces have a competition in the next 10 minutes, that's why I asked you to bring changing of clothes if you will be participating. It's a dance competition, he said, looking around at everyone. If you will be participation, come stand beside me, but not too near please, and thank you, this suit costs too much to get dirty. And if you're not going to, please help create more space where the blue lights are so we can dance over that side. After the statement of the dance competition, all the aces and Mina ran to the front. Honestly, I don't know what you expect, she's a dance. So then following behind him you have Momo and Uraraka, so they could see if they could beat Deku and him, only convinced they got dropped as a child. Everyone that will participate went to change while the announcer told them what would take place. Okay, so there will be 3 rounds. The first will be a group dance, next is a solo dance, and last but no least is a partner dance. Okay? The person spoke into the mic. Everyone was downstairs watching 𝗬𝗧𝗏 and 𝗵𝗲 dance, and they received some shouts and whistle. I'm not doing them since they are relevant. Beaches relieved face nail polish. 3. It was now time for Izuku, Izumi, and Delilah. Let's change it to only them. They didn't watch the dumb duo dance since they were taking their sweet time getting ready. They finally made it downstairs and got ready to dance. Izumi white heart and Delilah blue heart and Izuku red sparkling heart. They wore that upwards button with CRP top sweaters. You know, sometimes when I read stories like this they say Zuzu wears tight clothes, and I think that, don't he have a print or something like TF? But this is no logic, so who cares for? Okay guys, get ready for the best 3 dancers in L. The announcer shouted, earning loud cheers from all around the room and a class full of shocked, especially a specific 2 anguished face. The 3 best friends walked onto the stage and started doing their thing. The first group. Middle is Izuku, left is Izumi, and right is Delilah. When they were done there were cheers louder than 𝗵𝗲𝗵𝐺 and 𝗬𝗏 combined. 2A had their mouth drop to the floor, never knowing that their Deku could dance like that. Alright, we can tell who won that one. Next we have individual dancing, so get ready. Izumi downwards button, she's the second girl. Izuku downwards button. If don't want to watch people twerking, skip the video. 5. Honestly dude, I don't get how half hot half cold cheated on someone like Izuku with some broke beach that scammed his butt. Chase said, he deserved it, but you're right. Just look at Izuku, he a fine 1-inch. Mina said. 4. Delilah downwards button, just imagine it, only Delilah, she's the one in the front. Videos are so hard to find for F's sake. 1. Go best friend. Izuku shouted, hyping his best friends up. She laughed at him for his actions. Well, it seems to be a tie a bit, even though Izuku got a louder shout for the dance he did. But moving on, we have the couples dance coming up in a few minutes, so get some rest real quick and grab a partner. The announcer said hype as one should be. The adorable/hot/energetic best friends got off the stage and found their way over to their family and friends. "Why guys," trio shouted, "Hi/hey Izu/Zumi/Lila," they said. Return the greeting. "So what did you guys think about our little performance?" Izumi asked, smiling, knowing they have no problem with how they dance. "Honestly, I don't know what answer you want from us. You literally the 3 best dancers in America. What else should we say?" Inko said, with everyone else nodding, agreeing to her statement. Okay, who are you picking to dance with?" "I'm going with my date, OFC," Delilah said. They then turned to Izumi. "I'm obviously going with my girlfriend," Izumi said, and then they turned to Izuku. "Stop looking at me like that unamused face. I'm dancing with Jake since me and Chase don't dance that much when we're in practice or anything, so we're not as put together as Jake and I," he said bluntly, no really caring who it was. Chase had a hurt look on his face, wondering why his boyfriend said it the way he did. But Chase got cut off by the announcer saying it's time for the couple dance to begin. 9. The now 6 best friends ran up to the side of the stage where no one can see them, waiting for their turn. Time skip after 𝗬𝗏𝗵𝗺 and 𝗵𝗲 dances, cause I said they were irrelevant. I feel bad they weren't even synchronized together. TF, Zuzu said, earning laughs from his friends/boyfriend. Okay, now the third couple of the night we have is Delilah and Max downwards button, he dates name. They walked onto the stage and got in position ready to dance, just no transition. "W is all that could be heard in the crowd. Alright, nothing is less expected from one of the Aces members. Next up is Izumi and Leslie downwards button woo." The announcer said. The second duo 045, the crowd got louder. "Okay, but like y'all could never honestly, this is expected from the Midoriya siblings after all." But next up, last but not least, here we have Izuku and Jake downwards button, the first duo Izuku girl Jake boy. Honestly, we need to take dance lessons from them, they killed that. But the winner of the competition in obviously Izuku Midoriya, with the follow-up with Izumi, Delilah, 𝗵𝗲. Then last is 𝗬𝗧𝗏, he said with an energetic voice. After the party, when everyone left, they decided to let the maids clean up tomorrow since they were obviously tired. Everyone went to their own rooms with their lover so they can do as they please. Chase POV drama time. F airs 4. During the party, I felt like Izuku was mad at me for some reason, even though I don't know what I could have possibly done. I decided to ask him after we took a shower/bath. After that, "Hey Izuku, can I ask you something?" "Sure babe, what's up?" he said, not even looking at me but the stupid phone. "Are you mad at me or something because you acted really cold at the party towards me?" I asked. No, why would I be mad? Stop. But before he could finish, I took his phone out his hand and shouted, why don't you look at me and stop looking at the stupid phone, huh? You don't even care how I feel anymore. You do everything with Jake but pay no attention to me, I said looking at him. Then my other boyfriend came into the room since he took a shower last. Why are you yelling for F's sake? Just leave him. Why you shut up, I'm tired of this. Give me my phone, Chase, Iza said to me, and all I did was simply said, no, give me my damn phone now. He shouted at me, which got me irritated since he has no reason to be the one upset. I turned around, walked to the balcony and threw the phone out the window. I turned to see Iza looking at me with widened eyes. Stop being so dramatic, you can. I got cut off by a punch from Jake, dude. Why did you do that? That was something important, you dumb F. He kept pushing me, so I kept tumbling backward towards a wall. You're a prick, you know that. Why are you mad at him? Jake continued looking into my soul with scary eyes. We started fighting, physically cursing each other out and stuff, not even noticing Izu just left. We stopped fighting after what seemed like seconds but was actually 10 minutes. Where did he go? Jake said, breathing hard. For third-person POV, this is all your fault. Why were you even yelling at him to begin with? Jake said, sending a heavy glare to Chase. Does he even love me anymore? He always shows you all the affection and leaves me on the sideline wondering if I should break up or ask for a break from this relationship. The room was filled with silence until Jake spoke, saying he's going to bed. Chase got up and got on the left side since Jake always sleeps on the right. Both boys felt cold since their sunshine wasn't around to keep them warm and cuddle with them. For in the morning everyone was making their way downstairs ready to eat breakfast. They got there and sat until Izumi noticed her brother's lack of presence. Hey guys, where Izu? She said, looking at the two boyfriends that date her brother, but the question was still for everyone at the table. We got into a fight last night and he left, Chase said, quietly mumbling. What? Speak up, dude, Alex said, drinking his tea. We got into a fight last night and he left. Okay, why did you guys fight? That's something that rarely happens in your relationship, to be honest, Izumi said with a questionable look. Mind your damn business, you, Chase said, pushing his chair out and going to his car to drive to school. One with 𝗧𝗵𝗲 POV. After they started physical fighting last night, I just decided to leave and stay in a hotel for the night. So I packed a bag of clothes and stuff I need to get ready for school the next day. Does Chase really think I don't love him? I thought, with tears sliding down my face laying on the hotel bed. I curled up in the center of the bed and cried myself to sleep. For morning I woke up and went to the bathroom to get ready. After taking a shower I looked in the mirror, realizing I had red eyes due to the crying I did last night. I didn't really pay much attention to it since I'm not in the mood, so I changed into a baggy sweatpants and hoodie with my white Air Jordan 1 2. I didn't really pay much attention to it since I'm not in the mood, so I changed into a baggy sweatpants and hoodie with my white Air Jordan 1. Honestly, this is my daily outfit, like that shit's mad comfortable upwards button. When I checked out the hotel, got in my car and made my way to Starbucks since I need breakfast. After 20 minutes I reached school. I decided I don't want to talk to anyone today, so I put on my AirPods and put loud music on and made my way to class. 1/3 POV. When Izu entered the class, only a few people were there, but none of the people that he normally hang out with were there, which made him relief. He made his way to the back of the class and put his head down, eventually falling asleep. 15 minutes later class was about to start, and on time the aces walked in and spotted someone in the back. They immediately knew it was Izu since they were the only ones that sit on the right side of the class in the back, and he's the only one missing from the group. They made their way to the back to talk to Izu. Izu, you okay? His sister asked. Yeah man, Alex said. Izu, come on, Jake said, touching Izu's arm only to get cut off and pushed away. Leave me alone. Don't touch me, he said, still with his head down on the table. Zook? I said, leave me the F alone, he shouted, standing up, pushing past his friends to make his way into the teacher lounge to sleep. Wow, he's really not in the mood today, huh? The class thought, looking at the door that was slammed when the smaller male left. Let's act like you. Kids don't exist for now. Honestly, it's hard including them when they so damn irrelevant. 5 The day went on with Izu ignoring everyone at school except the teachers and the principal. When they got home they saw Izu's car in the garage, which means he's home, and his two boyfriends were planning how to apologize to the smaller human. Chase and Jake made their way inside the house first and up the stairs. When they finally reached to their shared bedroom they knocked and there was no answer. They knocked at least 2 more times but got the same result as the first try. Chase unlocked the door and walked in with Jake following behind to meet their boyfriend, sleeping, with his headphones on playing a 10-hour calming music playlist. "Do we wake him or, no, let him sleep, we'll apologize when he's up," Chase answered his sliver hair boyfriend. They went to shower, put night clothes on, got food from downstairs and went to lay with their boyfriend. Current time in story 10:30 Jake POV. We laid on the opposite side of our smaller boyfriend and I was the first to speak. "You know Izu, I really love you and I'm sorry for fighting Chase, so please forgive me," I said, playing with his soft hair. "I'm scared you might leave us one day for someone else or just disappear into thin air. Please promise to stay with us forever. I know we might fight from time to time, but please don't leave. I promise I'll always be here with you and shower you with my love. You and Chase both are the loves of my life, so please don't leave." I continued, shedding a few tears without noticing. Chase then reaches his arm over to me and ruffled my hair, saying, "Stop crying, I hope he doesn't leave either," Chase said, trailing off each word. Chase POV. After listening to what Jake said, I also got the courage to do my apology now, since we know Izu isn't always a deep sleeper, he just can't wake up instantly, but right now we're not too sure. "Izu babe, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have shouted, I shouldn't have thrown your phone out the window, I should have just said it nicely. Please also forgive me, I'll do anything for you to accept my apology." I started tearing up bad, thinking Izu would break up with me and stay with Jake. "I did what I did because you never show me the love you do for Jake, never take me seriously lately, but Jake gets everything I want. Please Izu, just stay, we'll work this out and live forever, right?" I added, not really expecting an answer from the smaller, so I laid back down and spooned him from the back while Jake spooned him from the front. 3. "We'll keep you safe and with us forever with everything we have, a more love," they said in sync, falling into deep sleep faster than usual. Time 11:14 Izu POV. I was fake sleeping the whole time, listening to what they were saying, wanting to hug them, but heard the tiredness in their voice, so when they fell asleep I cuddled closer to them and went back to sleep to wake up in a few hours. Time 4:20 I woke up and look at the time, seeing it was still really early. I sat up, gently putting both their head on my lap and begun stroking their silky hair. "You guys are so appealing, Jesus," I whispered, laughing to myself. "I was never considering breaking up with you, but maybe a break, but never breaking up until we all agree to it," I said, leaning back on the dashboard, still stroking their hair. "Honestly, without you guys I wouldn't be who I am today. Chase, I'm really sorry for showing you lack of attention. I will give you as many kisses you want, and same for Jake." I finished laughing again, slowly getting out the bed to go work out and do my normal routine in the mornings. In the morning when everyone was awake. Also, let's make it Friday, third person POV. Everyone was up getting ready for their Friday, which involves hero training and fun activates, especially today. The two boyfriends woke up a couple minutes after the other, realizing the smaller isn't between them anymore, which made them start panicking, thinking he left. The door suddenly opened and the two boys snapped their head toward the door to see their boyfriend bring their breakfast to them. "I ate something like this on Saturday since I got bored and decided why not make a big breakfast. I ate something like this on Saturday since I got bored and decided why not make a big breakfast." Izu walked and put the plates and cups of coffee on their small table by the window, which has seat for 4. "Good morning, loves, here is breakfast," Izu said, but the two boys just stared in shock at their boyfriend since he made it seem like they didn't fight. "𝗧𝗍 come here please," Chase said, gesturing his boyfriend to crawl in the middle of the two. "Did you forgive us? But you didn't hear us apologize," and Jake got cut off. "I heard everything last night, no need to worry. I also wanted to apologize to both of you, especially Chase. I'm really sorry for not paying you enough attention. I'm sorry if it seems I was mad at you, so please forgive me," Izu said, looking at his brown hair boyfriend with pleading eyes. After that they all took a shower and were the last ones to get down since 2A already left. When Izu walked down and he saw the girls, they all looked at each other for a good 30 seconds, then begun to squeal because they were matching outfits. When Izu walked down and he saw the girls, they all looked at each other for a good 30 seconds, then begun to squeal because they were matching outfits. 1. Izumi 2. Leslie 3. Izu 4. Delilah, oh, Izu said, Delilah said, G. Izumi and Leslie said in sync, E. They all shouted at the end, "Honestly, if you're my friend and do some SHT like that, I will beat yo butt." Their boyfriends looked at them like they saw a ghost. "Girls are very strange, even Zuku," Alex whispered to his other two friends beside him. The 𝗬𝗏 couple went to the living room since they already ate in their room while everyone else ate in at the smaller dining table by the pool window. I have no idea how to describe it. When they were done, they finally made their way outside and got in their respected cars and drove to school. For this is how they always drive when they're together. Izu, Chase and Jake in one of their cars, always in the front, Izumi and Leslie following behind, and Alex and Elizabeth at the end. They reached school 30 minutes late, but no one really cared even though they're normally early. When they walked in, they saw everything a mess. Tables broken, items everywhere, loud music, and the worst were people fighting, while some people are just minding their own business. They walked into the class fully, but none really seemed to notice. They were standing in the front of the class until Alex cleared his throat loud enough. Everyone snapped their head to where they heard the sound and immediately froze. No, they F up. So this is what you do when I'm not here. Seriously. I want this clean up in 30 minutes tops, Izu said, looking at them with a dead look into his eyes. Something everyone knows is that the 𝗵𝗃 family doesn't like messes or just when people go all out like they just did, except for the irrelevant 2A, of course. In 20 minutes they all clean the whole room to make it seem spotless to their best ability. Izumi's assistant walked to the door and opened it, telling them they could come in since they waited for the class to finish cleaning. So anyone want to tell me who started all of this? And don't lie, you know I hate liars, Izu said, walking up to the teacher's desk, sitting on it with his friends standing behind him. One random kid raised her hand. Yes, it was one of you. A kid's, the girl said. How so? He answered, looking over at 2A and back to the girl. Well, you see, since they didn't see the teacher, they thought it was a complete free day and decided to start walking out the class, but then we tried to stop them by blocking their way. When we did, the girl with the high side ponytail and a few of her friends pushed us out the way, then we just started fighting, she said, looking down. So 2A, I'm going to ask, is what she said true? Izu said, hoping of the table, walking over to where 2A was. Lita decided to cut in. Excuse me, but you can't do anything even if we did do something. And where is the teacher? This school need better staff, and what are you wearing for a boy? That's disgusting. He finished off. If I asked a question, I expect it to be answer rip-off Sonic. If you forgot, I'm council president, got a problem with it, fight me. And to answer your last statement, today is a special day so teachers can stay home if they like or attend school. Izu shouted in Lita's face with anger, but still continued. And who are you, To? Tell me what I can and cannot wear. Last time I remembered, this is America and not Japan. Beach. I said it when I'm going to say it again. He was about to beat the SHT out of Lita until he was pulled into a hug by Kiri and Bakube, since they were closer than his friends. Oi, Izu, calm down. Come on, remember this is a busy day today, Bakugo said. For time skip, cause why not? Izuku POV. After I calmed down, I turned to the class and said, since you people want to play games, my class will not come outside until 30 minutes after I make my morning announcement. And 2A, since you want to start SHT for no reason, you don't come out until 30 minutes after them. Got it? I received, yes, okay, or simple nods from mostly everyone around the class. When I was about to walk out, someone called out to me, Izuku, can you leave something for us to do in the meantime? Kiri asked. I walked back in and got a stack of papers from the teacher's desk. This is basically work which involves every subject and contains 25 questions. When you're done and time is still not up for you to come to where everyone else is, you can do as you please. Just if I see this class the way I did before, you'll regret it, I said, then smiled and left. I mean, I am scary from time to time, but my normal class knows I only like that when I need to keep them in check or someone pisses me off. One Izu POV. We left the class and made our way to the council room so I could make my announcement. Good morning, this is Izu speaking. I just wanted to say it's almost time for the fun to begin, so please buy what you need in the cafeteria or make a quick drive to a food place and be back in 40 minutes or less, or just buy something, I don't really care. If you already have your stuff, please make your way to the back of the school where everything will be held. Thank you, I said, finally finishing. The next thing I heard was shouting and people running. I laughed to myself since I know they love days like this because it involves no work and more fun. Time skipped to when everyone was outside, what it looks like, but more color upwards button third person. Everyone was exciting for the concert their council president held every once in a while to let them know they can still have a normal life even though they're heroes in training. He didn't only held it for his school, but anyone could attend, and it was also live streamed all around. The aces walked onto the stage and lined up as they usually do from front to back. Jake, Izu, Chase, Izumi, Elizabeth, Leslie, Alex. Hey guys, they all shouted, making the crowd go wild. So earlier on Instagram I posted a poll saying which would you prefer first, and the winner was dance. Izu shouted excited since he loved dancing. Everyone started screaming. We sat down and picked random songs that you guys requested, so let's begin. Izumi said, I honestly love this dance, 𝗵𝗃𝗵𝗶. There are other dancers there too, imaging whoever is who. The crowd went wild even to it. The stopped for a second, then turned to a student. Excuse me, but why does he do this? We don't even do this in Japan even though we have the money for it, asked Mina, and I think that you shouldn't be doing this but studying since you are trying to become a future hero, Ilda said to the unknown person. Well, to answer the girl's question, he does it since we work really hard every day and we also are still kids and need to be reminding that we can have fun. Don't think we are the only ones seeing this. I'm pretty sure all of America is, possibly all around the world. He said, then looked at Ilda. And you do realize you're in the best hero school, correct? Like, honestly, we study when needed and have fun when needed. Just because you were born in a strict household or went to a private school doesn't make you better than anyone here, because if you were, you would be attending the school and not the one in Japan. He finished, and before anyone could continue, the next dance started. First group, Alex middle, Chase left, and Jake right. 𝗵𝗃𝗵𝗏. When done, you could hear the girls screaming, I love you. They're so hot, rail me. Despite them being in a relationship, they still have fan clubs, but it doesn't bother their lovers because they also have one or more. They walked off stage and was waiting for the next dance to be announced. Hey baby, you did so good, Elizabeth said, jumping onto Alex. Thanks babe. Honestly, what did I do to deserve you guys? Izu stated, walking to his boyfriends. Not in the mood for the lovely 𝗧𝗃𝗵𝗃. So moving on, the next dance was finally announced. The mains are Izumi girl and Leslie boy. When someone joins Izumi, it's Izu and Delilah, and for Leslie it's Chase and Alex. The music was calm and nice and people enjoyed, so they started cheering loudly. Okay guys, enough dancing, next we're singing. I just uploaded song request on Instagram, so get you phones and request something you would like to hear one of us sing, Izu said, sitting down on the stage, telling the others to follow suit. They waited for 20 minutes, then looked. Okay, easy enough. They all thought I'm too lazy to search for songs, so use yo damn imaginations. After everything was done, it was 4 p.m, so everyone decided to clean up the school and head home. The aces and 2A got home. Some went to sleep, some went to watch movies in the living, while Izu, his group, the 𝗵𝗃𝗵𝗏 squad, and some other people decided to go to the inside pool. Hey guys, let's play truth or dare. Pikachu suggested. It's pretty obvious who that is. Sure/okay, they all said. I'm going to bring drama into this part. Okay, I'll go first. He spun the bottle and it landed on Bakugo. Truth or dare? Dare. Yo damn extra mama ain't raised no PP. My mom said that to me once when I was in the kitchen frying chicken. The oil kept popping, so I kept backing away until she got annoyed and told me I may get my butt beat. I dare you to tell us what you're most scared of, Cammy said with a smirk. This beach wanna die. Oh come on, it's just a game. Fine, it's getting the damn nerd mad. Other than losing Kiri, Bakugo said. It was quite until everyone squealed, since Bakugo showed emotions. It was now Bakugo turn and it landed on Momo. Truth or dare? Truth. Name all the guys you would bang here in this circle, Bakugo said with the intention to start drama. Alright, you, Kiri, Jake, Chase, Alex. I wouldn't bang him, pointing at Izu though, she said. Beach please, I wouldn't bang you either, you probably got STD or something, Izu fired back, laughing after. You, she begun but didn't get to finish. It was her turn and it landed on Uraraka. She got an idea for revenge purposes. Truth or dare? Dare. I dare you to kiss both Midoriya boyfriends while sitting on their laps. She finished with a devilish smirk. Uriho did the same thing. She got up and walked to Chase first since he was closer to Izu. Beach, I'm warning you, either back TF down or get yo but beat when done, Izu said, which sounded like a mumble but was loud enough for everyone to hear. She ignored the warning and sat on Chase's lap. He didn't move since this wasn't the first time something happened like this, just not with her, and also he wanted to see what Izu would do. A dare is a dare, is it not? Before he could answer, she forced kiss Chase. His eyes went wide, Chase, but didn't flinch. After about 20 seconds of her not getting up of Chase, Izu stood up and pulled her hair. Oops, sorry, got tangled, Izu said, sticking his tongue out. 3 After about 20 seconds of her not getting up of Chase, Izu stood up and pulled her hair. Oops, sorry, got tangled, Izu said, sticking his tongue out. Literally so cute. 𝗵𝗃𝗵𝗏. If you did that for slot, Urabich screamed in Izu's face. She pushed him so he tumbled over a bit, almost falling. He got fed up with this broke beach, so they started fighting. It's 224 𝐈𝐴, the one in the CRP top and 𝗬𝐴RICA black leggings. If you can't see it, just know 𝐈𝐴 one yawning face. He then got off 𝗬𝐴RICA and walked over to Momo. You think I forgot about you, beach, please? She cut him off by punching him in the stomach, which if he had to admit hurted a bit. He laughed and swept the floor with the beach. It was so much commotion that everyone came outside to see what happened. Some tried to jump 𝐈𝐴, but the Ace and Baku squad told them not to, since that's slightly unfair, even though we all know 𝐈𝐴 can beat them with a pinky finger. He punched, kicked, sent her flying, punch again, and that was basically repeated for at least 30 minutes. Mr. 𝗬𝗧𝗏 finally came downstairs since he need his daily coffee, but saw everyone outside shouting, so he went to check it out. When he did, he saw 𝐈𝐴 punching Momo in the face over and over and over again, so he decided to stop the fight. Problem child, stop, god damn it, he shouted at 𝐈𝐴. Too lazy to continue, so he calmed down. They went to sleep and blah blah. Third person POV over the year with you. A student staying at 𝐒𝐻𝑡's house. Less drama has happened, but some people want to stay petty, so things happen here and there. The Baku squad has joined the Aces but aren't higher up like they are. 𝐈𝐴 forgave his past squad, but they aren't close. Momo and 𝗬𝐴RICA are still trying to make a mess out of 𝐒𝐻�'s precious life. Todoroki is still trying to get back with 𝐈𝐴, and All Might went back to Japan. Other than that, everything else goes perfectly fine. They're now in their third year, 1 week from graduation. The Aces started an agency, and it's quite popular since they already were without one. Izuku F. Midoriya, wake up now, 𝐒𝐽�0 yelled from downstairs. She came over to visit before graduation day. He and his boyfriends fell out of bed by the loud shout of their mother/mother-in-law smirking face. Mum, what is it, and why are you here so early in the morning? 𝐈𝐴 said, rubbing yawing with his boyfriends following behind and some other people that woke up from the loud shout. If is with the kitchen, didn't I tell you not to ever leave it like this, one? She yelled. 𝐈𝐴 knows his mom is kind of a clean freak, and he was too, so when she said that, he paused for a second. Did you say kitchen because I swear to the gods I'm killing someone, or just everyone? Yes, Zuzu, the kitchen. Like, why is there flour on the wall and on the damn roof too? How? 𝐒𝐽�0 shouted, waking the remaining people up. 𝐈𝐴 turned around to the sea of people with a serious face and said, who baked or cooked last night after I left and went to bed? Only 5 people raised their hand, too lazy to name the people, so put whoever you want. Get to cleaning, 𝐈𝐴 said. They looked at him like he just spoke a different language or something. He said, clean. Now, when he said that, his voice got deeper. I can't imagine that. His voice in the anime is already so damn squeaky and annoying from time to time. The 5 ran out the hall into the kitchen and start cleaning instantly, not wasting a second. Okay, since everyone is already up, let me make an announcement. There will be no school this week. It's Sunday BTW due to graduation around the corner, and there will also be prom the night on graduation day, so you can start booking appointment for hair, fitting, or whatever. Just don't bother me a lot, I'll be very busy. Damn responsibilities of council president, he said, whispering the last part with a pissed tone, but everyone heard it loud and sweat dropped. Next day, Monday. 𝐈𝐴 POV Monday was finally here, and I wish it wasn't, but I start my council duties today, like preparation for graduation and prom and so on. I got up at 5:30 so I could do everything and leave on time. I went and changes into my workout clothes, then when I finished, heading to the gym in my basement. I worked out for 1 hour but stopped every now and then. I went back upstairs, saw that my boyfriends were up on their phone. Hey babe, hi loves, I said, and went over to give them a quick kiss. I took a shower and got ready. I took a shower and got ready too. What he wore upwards button. I'm wearing something not too fancy but no too plain either, because I also have people to meet up with for business. I walked out the bathroom and put my hair into a low ponytail. Yes, his hair grew and go tamed, not all the way tamed. I didn't feel like making breakfast, so I wrote a note telling them I left and the time I might get home. Entered the garage thinking of what car to drive, then I chose downwards button. I picked that one since it draws less attention to me, and it comfy one. I picked that one since it draws less attention to me and it comfy. I've been here for 2 hours now, signing papers and making calls for graduation and calls for renovation to the school in the summer. Time skip. I finally finished everything I was doing and made my way to the first meeting that was being held at a cafe. I have about 4 meetings today due to a small crisis my company went through and some other companies as well. Got lazy. Third person POV When he went home it was past 12 at midnight. The meetings last longer than he expected them to. No one was downstairs, but he was sure they weren't all sleeping since he could hear noise coming from the other side of the house, 𝐒𝐴 side. He went upstairs tired and ready to sleep. He entered the room seeing his boyfriends have headphones on or playing video games. They're most likely not going to hear him. He was happy for the silence in the room, but not that much at the same time. He did his normal night routine and headed straight to bed. It was 1 a.m. now and his boyfriends still didn't noticing his presence. I swear to the gods I'm going to break these damn games for stealing my cuddle time, Izuku mumbles flopping onto the bed. He spent around 20 minutes watching his boyfriends play their games, still didn't know he was there. He saw everything getting darker and simple submitted into the darkness. Got lazy again, school be stressing me out Tuesday. Meetings, picking location for graduation, getting a cleaning crew to clean the ballroom at school Wednesday. Went to his personal tailor to get measurement for his prom outfit. Looking over everyone's hero license Thursday, meeting hero work Friday, picking up outfit, making sure everyone already bought theirs, paperwork Saturday. Graduatin' day party popper graduation cap receipt third person POV. It was now 5 in the morning and people were up running around the house. They are meant to be at graduation by 7:10 almost, so they can't take their time getting ready. On both sides of the house you see them taking showers and brushing teeth. They won't get ready just yet because Izuku wants them to eat breakfast first to not stain their clothes if they drop something on it. Everyone get down here now and eat, I mean it, he yelled into the speaker he attached in the house. Everyone ran downstairs, awe at the food they got today. Everyone ran downstairs, awe at the food they got today. Just not with alcohol upwards button, just not with alcohol upwards button. They sat and started eating. After 30 minutes of eating and talking they looked at the time and it said 6:05. They started to panic and ran to their rooms to get ready. Izuku POV. I was now putting my suit on with my boyfriends also present in the room. My squad decided to wear white/black/gold since those colors represent our school. I know you must be wondering why a suit and not normal clothes. Well, I like when people look really presentable, especially on important days like this. OFC, my babies look good, I said, walking over to them, giving them a quick kiss. Going to do some makeup? So do you. By the way, we have a surprise for you later. Mind giving me a hint? I said eagerly since I don't like surprises much. It's happen at graduation, that's all I'm telling, Chase said, and Jake laughed. I start grumbling on how unfair that was but got back to my makeup. Lips look more natural though upwards button, also that's his skin color. Lips look more natural though upwards button, also that's his skin color. All the males in the group wore this upwards button except for Izuku. His jacket was white, everything was the same. Jake, Chase and Alex, all the males in the group wore this upwards button except for Izuku. His jacket was white, everything was the same. Jake, Chase and Alex, all the males in the group wore this upwards button except for Izuku. His jacket was white, everything was the same. Jake, Chase and Alex, all girls wore this upwards button, but with different arm sleeve patterns. Izumi, Delilah, Elizabeth and Leslie. After I finishing it was about 6:50. Everyone already left except me, Izumi, Alex, Jake, Chase, Delilah and Elizabeth. We made our way to our separate cars. Izuku in his own, Jake and Chase in one, Delilah in her own, Alex and Elizabeth in one, Izumi and Leslie in one. At graduation third person POV. Everyone was already at school. Expect the aces waiting for the ceremony to start. Everyone was already at school. Expect the aces waiting for the ceremony to start. How it looks. The aces finally arrived with boba in hand. Literally me when I'm late for school. I'll just walk in with a drink in hand like it's totally natural. They went to their respected seats in the front. They all sat the same place since each table has 8 seats. Their parents' table were nearby surrounding them. 5 minutes passed and it finally begins. Good morning everyone, hope you all are excited for today. The principal said, honestly I never went to graduation so skip the whole speech thing. I have no idea what they say. Now let's have our council president, also leader of one of the biggest hero group, the Aces, come up and do his thing, the principal announced, clapping. Izuku POV. I walked up to the stage and said, hello my fellow peers and parents. Can you believe we're all going to be heroes soon? Well, not all of us but some. I fully support the kids that want go to college though. Anyways, I just wanted to say that you guys have made my life amazing and something I wished I had when younger. I started crying a bit but continued, gotta add some emotion into this. I will miss every last one of you. I wish you all a happy and peaceful life when we leave this school today. Thank you. I smiled at everyone and walked off the stage back to my seat in between by boyfriends. Thank you. I smiled at everyone and walked off the stage back to my seat in between by boyfriends. He's so damn cute upwards. Button. I sat down and put my head on the table to continuing crying. Some people think of me as cold-hearted because of how I act from time to time and that I don't really like my friends or I'm just using everyone for my own selfish longing. I do really take care of all the students that attend this school like my own kids. I plan parties for them. I always give every single one of them something for their birthday and no one can ever name once I picked a fight with them except my first year here. I wasn't in the council then, so it doesn't really count with the duties I have. Time skip to hero announcement. Third POV. Hello everyone. Today is the day we announce our new number 1 hero. The announcer said they are like at the town hall type place. There was schools on top of civilians there, so it was packed. So first we will be starting with the hero groups. In 10th place we have way too lazy to make up names now, so little time skip. Now for the top hero group we have the Aces. Please welcome them to the stage. Everyone began to cheer loudly while the group of 8 walked onto the stage. Hello everyone and thank you for picking us as your number 1 group in the U.S. and also for the people who picked us as number 2 best group worldwide. We promise not to let you down. Shouted Izumi. Now let's do the top 10 heroes. In 10th place we have Max Andrews from High School, Random People. In 9th place we have Elizabeth Yang from 𝐻, a high school. 8th place we have Bakugo Katsuki from Japan, whom came here a year ago. The crowd went wild from that. Bakugo was happy that he actually made it into the top 10 in America since it wasn't an easy country. In 7th place we have Leslie Fisher from 𝐻, a high school. 6th place there is Delilah Smith, whom also attend 𝐻, a high school. 5th we have Alexander Millers from 𝐻, a high school. The crowd was congratulating their new generation of pro heroes. In 4th place we Jake Williams from 𝐻, a high school. 3rd Chase Young, brother of the Elizabeth Young. Their parents must be extremely happy to have 2 successful kids. In 2nd place we have the famous Izumi Midoriya, 𝐻, a high school. What are you teaching these kids? Everyone laughed but also wondered same thing. And the one you've all been waiting for, we will announce our new number 1 hero, the famous, cute and badass Izuku Midoriya. Everyone cheered even though they did expect it. Everyone that was called walked up to the stage and did a small speech to show their gratitude to everyone. Everyone walked off the stage preparing to leave until Chase stopped them. Hey everyone, hold on a second, I have a special announcement to make and I need Izu to come back up here please. Everyone looked confused but sat back down while Izu walked back onto the stage. The 2 boys had small boxes behind their back and got down on one knee. Izuku Midoriya, you make us the happiest ever since we met you and would like what we have taught stay forever until death do us part, Jake said. So would you do the honor of being our wife/husband/fiancé? Chase said. When the place went quite to the point you were a pin could cause an echo throughout the place. Izu stood there shocked that this happened for a few seconds. Hell yeah. I mean yeah, it would be a pleasure.